Mindaugas Tarasaitis. Well, good to see you and hear you in so long time, man.
Yes, yes. Yeah, we didn't talk for a while, so it's nice to get in
Yeah,
touch again.
we were angry at each other for something. I
No,
don't know what.
we were not.
No? Ah, man.
Maybe it
I
was
woke
only.
up one day. Maybe I saw it in a dream. I'm like, I hate Mindaugas so much right now. No, no. Okay, well, someone else. So you're back in Denmark right now, yeah? Uh,
Correct.
so you got back from Turkey. So we're gonna talk about that event first. I don't know what it's called. Engin posted like Golden League or something. I'm like, it just Engin makes the best matches. That's what it should be called.
Yeah,
Engin
that's
makes matches everyone needs to see. It's not what you want to see. If people would get what they want to see, it would be Schoolboy versus everyone in the world, or Larry Wheels versus everyone in the world. Engin's like, no, we're gonna give you the best possible arm wrestling there is.
that's pretty accurate, I would say. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So you were invited to be part of under 78 kilos, I guess. Yeah, that's the class.
Yes,
Was
yes.
everyone under 78 kilos there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we were. Yeah.
Okay. So um, the guys that were there were super, like, I don't think any match was very easily, and especially like I would say there was like 7 hook pullers, inside pullers, and 1 top roller. Like 100% top roller. Like a lot of guys can switch it up, and I'm looking at like this is a hard day for you. If anyone can get you inside, but basically no one could except in a final. But yeah, so
Uh, Let me also just say that I'm pretty happy that I was able to attend. It's still like all of us, we miss the competitions. Um, is there some background noise going on?
no, from me, maybe from me.
Like I can hear something. Maybe it's from you.
Okay,
There's something for sure. Like psh, even now. Ah, but you are muted.
yeah, I was muted. I don't know, man. I don't know
Mm,
what's going on here. Don't worry, I don't
maybe
hear
forget it
anything.
then.
I don't hear anything,
So
so
maybe
it
if you
should it
don't,
should be
maybe it's
fine. It
fine.
should be fine. It should be fine. Yeah.
Okay, so
So
let me start over. Um, Let me just maybe go through my mind and see what do I remember about the event. First of all, I'm very happy that I was able to attend. Engin, I was noticing that Engin was organizing something. Something was going on, but I was not invited initially. For example, Sandri Shedis was invited, right? And something was already happening. Maybe even Makaro, but then Russian nationals came in a way. So, but yeah, at some point, Engin also invited me. So I just jumped into it. I said, of course, I'm coming. And I'm also very happy that everyone else also showed up because, these Corona times, whenever you're traveling, you can never be sure if you will reach the destination. So that trip wasn't the easiest, but finally, when I arrived, I was pretty happy and ready to compete. These 8 guys, we can maybe talk about my thoughts before the tournament
yeah,
and so on.
sure. Tell me everything. Tell me everything. Just
I remember Engin was kind of looking at our weight even before the tournament, and he was already thinking what would be the draw, who would get who first, and so on. So it seemed like Serhat was gonna be my first opponent, and we know that Serhat had a match with Cherkasov just recently, where he did quite well, I would say. Seemed like he was quite a bit dangerous and very fast. So yeah, I wasn't sure if it was gonna be an easy fight or not, but at least I knew that most likely his speed was gonna be an issue, not really his power. So yeah, and then it also seemed that Daniel was gonna get Murat again, and from their previous match we could. Oh, okay, you are putting this on here. Yeah. So.
Yeah, this is the first match versus Serhat. Yes. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the angle wasn't the best, but you know, it's
We
it's
are
the
probably
best.
getting a high quality version soon. So let's just wait for that. But yeah, I was pretty happy about this first match with Serhat. Just didn't really feel him. Maybe the first slip was a bit questionable, but after that I felt that okay, the power difference is quite big, and I was okay. I didn't care about it anymore. I knew that I was not gonna get tired or anything. But also even before those matches, I was also thinking about the fight between Daniel Prokopchuk and Murat. I was thinking, maybe these guys will get another long 10-minute fight inside, and maybe I can go through Daniel or Murat a bit easier. But it did not really happen. I don't think Daniel got tired after Murat. Seemed like he was able to just topple him in a bit weird way, but still, like it didn't really take too. I don't think it took too much energy out of Daniel.
No, he stopped him very, very convincingly. Stopped him. There were a lot of fouls in that match, and yeah.
So right after that Daniel and Murat match, I knew that okay, Daniel is coming and he's gonna be pretty good. So mentally, I was getting ready for it, and I really wanted to check myself after these past couple of years where we didn't meet each other. I was really interested if my triceps training and just planning is gonna work against Daniel this time. And initially, you see the match here, I wasn't really sure what I was doing, but I think by the end I kind of understood what should be my goal, at least in these fights where he stops me and we stay in the middle. I think I should really be trying to at the end push my elbow forward and kind of lay down on my triceps, like keep the humerus flat, and because that somehow allows to really apply so much pressure on his fingers. Here I just elbow foul. Maybe yeah. Let's wait for this moment when I can show you. If I'm not able to finish him quickly, then I should just retreat and try to climb. But the side pressure of mine felt pretty good this time. After training my triceps quite a bit, I could really feel that now I'm in the competition. He's not immediately pushing me sideways as much, and I can move around. I can work. You see here, I'm trying to use my triceps a little bit and so on, coming in, coming out a bit. And I think here he thought that I got tired a bit, but I didn't want to give up that easily. So yeah, this moment here when I'm really getting taller and really rising, this is where I actually felt like a big relief. Somehow it became much easier to fight him. So even if I didn't really finish the match, it felt like I was able to do that.
Yeah, you climb his fingers so much, like he get exhausted. Sometimes, like his hand gets open, but it doesn't get pumped, So now it got real pumped, and it got much easier from that. But it was a crazy, just so long match, in.
Yeah, so it seems like the goal for me, if he stops me, it should be to simply try to keep my forearm completely vertical, don't really.
Yeah. Keep the center, drive the center, climb. Same things that you do versus King's move, basically. When the arm, it's not that easy to finish. When you cannot just go to side and pin him. It's better to stay here if you can control it. And climb, and get a better position. And as you said, your tricep training for sure has paid its dues, you know. Yeah.
No, for sure. Now I could at least fight, because last time we met, like, he was just a bit too strong. My elbow didn't feel safe. I could not really maneuver around the pad, so
Yeah, you were
because
much more under. He got over, you know. He get with side pressure. He gained upper position, and you were kind of, you know, defending on your muscle. Here you were more. You could use your structural advantages, in my opinion. So that's how me and Giannis saw the match, and you use more side pressure, and yeah, it's one of the best ways to beat Daniel if you don't have a like great hook. You know, if you have a strong top roll, it still doesn't mean he will not just press through you. You know, even though you have the hand, you have the pronation, he's like, don't care. Same that Sasha does, basically. You know.
and it's also a problem if you cannot find a position where he is getting tired, because all of these positions where normally the top roller should tire the other guy out.
Yeah.
You know, if you get your
He's
way,
He's like, yeah,
yeah,
that's what I like.
Yeah. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I think at the end I found that position. Maybe I can. I think next time maybe I can really fight even in a better way.
Yeah.
So
Because
I'm very happy about that.
that's so true, because a lot of times, like, we were talking with Frode, and Frode said, like, I think Ryan asked him a question. He said, like, when guys, you know, get close to the pin pad and they cannot pin you and you just sit there, it's easy for you. He's like, yeah, and when they come back to the center and hold you there, it's not that easy. He's like, yeah, because I'm not used to that. You know, it's always like, if you go to position where guy is comfortable, expect them to be good there, you know. So that was a great plan and great execution as well. But
And then after that match, I could see that, of course, Bojdar is gonna survive all his matches, and yeah, you can see, to us normal people, it seems like Bojdar should get tired or something, right?
yeah,
All,
yeah.
all his other Bulgarians, all his training partners, they are looking at these matches and they are saying, no, that's not a problem for Bojdar. Bojdar cannot get tired. That's what they're saying. Just because they know that Bojdar is just doing the same thing all day, every day.
He was like, in this match, he was so open. He was so like, and in a, Yusuf was in much better position, and he still came back from that. It's so impressive, you know. And,
Where do you see him being open? I don't really see him being open.
his arm is a little bit more outside of his body than Yusuf's. Yusuf has a little bit better control. He's in higher position, so that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
To me, it looks like Bojdar is simply sitting on his joints, tendons, you know.
Yeah, for sure. It's not the best position to be in. That's what I'm saying. But Bojdar has arm wrestled everywhere, every possible position. In my opinion,
for Bojdar, it's not the position where he's open. You know, it's where he's fighting actually.
Yeah.
So the problem is that no one really opened him, and that's why he didn't really get exhausted.
Yeah, no one really attacked his hand. You know, no one did any damage. He stayed in all basically, and it goes to your match, and his hand is pretty much, you know, the hand is fresh compared to, you know, to most. You have been working with your hand, in my opinion. So let's get to the final.
And also, I was really kind of like top rolling into the strap very hard against Daniel. So somehow Daniel like is always killing my arm, where like it. Normally, I wouldn't really get tired as much, but Daniel and being in that position against him is really killing my arm. So I think I was really done after the match with Daniel.
Yeah. Boże, like both of you, like the whole class was just killer after killer. You know, it's all these internet commentators, they see this like, I don't know these guys, so they must not be good. Like, this is the best you can get, basically, you know. This is one of the toughest. There was no one-sided matches at all, basically, you know. Everything was a war.
And against Bojdar, like, I'm afterwards now after the competition, I'm thinking that maybe if I'm fresh, at least if my top row is not tired yet, maybe there is a chance to do something. So, it's very good to go to these matches after such a long time, and just your brain somehow starts to think what to do, what to train.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I think I have some very good direction to work on.
Yeah, because like you know what worked on like you have
Is
better
it me
blueprint to
lagging
be.
a bit, or is it you?
What? Sorry? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me well?
Yes, I can hear you. I'm fine. Yeah. But it's like, can you hear me? Good. No? Mindaugas, can you hear me?
I lost you for a second.
Okay, I see you. I hear you perfectly. Can you hear me? Okay, okay. So with
I can hear you now.
okay, with arm wrestling Daniel, like now you have a better blueprint on how to beat him. Going to competitions and arm wrestling someone like Bozhidar, that's completely different. Again, will give more things to work on, and this I think that's always evolution of arm wrestling. There are some people who think you get there and that's it. And it's evolution after evolution, how to be this style, that style, and more you think about that, don't live just in one thing, just beating one opponent and just relying on one thing. The better arm wrestler you are at the end of the day. Yeah. So, how do you feel your chances fresh for fresh with Bozhidar right now?
It's a bit hard to say, of course. I would probably lose now, but I think I have a good way to. I should really stop being so defensive against him. Like
More
I think the
aggressive.
best fight against that is to kind of hit backwards a bit and then try to finish quickly. Because he also needs a little bit of time to set in that hook. So I think that's the best strategy, and I'm not good at that yet, but I think now I can work on it. So interesting.
Okay.
In general, I feel very strong in general nowadays. So
what's your weight? What's your weight right now?
Like 75, 76.
75. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah, pretty much. I thought like you look a little bit bigger, not big enough. But yeah, it's good. So the you felt Engin on the table afterwards. How strong did Engin feel?
Like it's hard to say how much did I have, because I even grabbed the same Daniel afterward, and I had nothing, absolutely nothing. Like he was laughing. He said, "You cannot do anything now." So it's very hard to say. Like I cannot really comment any of these after pulls, like just because I was done. Like.
Yeah.
But of course, Engin is good. Engin is massive. Like.
Massive. I saw the video, like I was watching Derek was posting the whole after pulls, and I saw the video where you're like showing your belly and Engin shows his. Like,
where did you find that? Like I didn't.
It's on internet. It's on internet. It's online, man. We have it.
But you see, Engin was now challenging Devon, right?
Yeah.
So in my mind, when normally you would think that maybe Engin is not too small, and I could see many people doubting it. But in my mind, like it's possible. Like I think Engin can do it. Like, and as we all know, Engin wouldn't try to do it if he wasn't thinking about winning.
I think it's just a good match to have. If Engin says like he wants to finish his career for 115 time, I'm like, that's the match to have. It doesn't matter. I like Devon should have all the advantage. If he comes down to 100 kilos, of course he will lose power, strength, and that's better chances for Engin for sure. But Devon is still hard favorite. But the match overall, I would love to see that match. I would love if history would have that match. When you're looking back, you remember 221, and then we had Engin versus Devon. We're like, yeah, it was cool. So that's how I see it. That's how
Oh,
I
for
see
sure. But also, it's also interesting just because it's pretty. I think it's pretty close because it's not the same Engen we had 4 or 5 years
it.
ago.
It's a
It's a
huge
different Engen,
Engin. No, he
and
looked very powerful.
very
He
very
looked,
different Engen.
if he gets his arms somewhat in some good, less pain shape, Engin is so dangerous. I'm just looking back at 2018. He was 65. He
Mhm.
was 65. And I remember we're sitting at Congress and I'm looking, I'm like, and Engin looks at me. He comes like, I'm like, what's going on with you? He's like, I'm cutting to 65. I'm like, why? I just want to win. He's like, and he was, yeah, it's crazy that he's ready to put his body through so many things, to achieve his goals. And now all that weight gain cannot be good. It cannot be good. And he's like, I don't care. At this point, I don't care. So I hope that match happens. I hope we will see Engin Terzi versus Devin Larratt. That would be amazing. You know?
It seems like it's not gonna happen. But let's see.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Um, Another one was Irakli versus Sasha. Like
Mhm.
I talked with Bojdar like a few days ago before that match, like 4 days ago, and I said like yeah, I don't see Sasha losing. You know. Did
Yeah,
did
that's
you
what
see
I
did you saw that? No, no.
Just technically, somehow, it's very hard to see Sasha losing against Irakli.
Yeah, yeah,
Irakli could probably beat someone who is close to Sasha but has another technique. But Sasha versus Irakli, just technically, such a hard fight for Irakli.
yeah. Irakli needed to do what you did. If he was in a better to be in a better position, he needed more side pressure, not just dragging back and sitting on his brachialis,
And so
because he
you
got tired
cannot be
so
defensive.
fast.
You have to just
Yeah.
try to kill it quickly.
Yes, get it quickly. Get on your side, put him out. Open him up. When the problem is like the same, we were talking like you and Daniel, the Moldova match. It's basically you at first you were attacking or second round. Which one was 20 hits or something like that? First or second round?
Second one, I think the second
Second
one.
one.
Yeah.
On first one, you were kind of expecting that you could bleed him out, but he gets in his best position, and you're holding on with all your back pressure, all the muscles, and he just pressing down. So
That
stylistically, yeah,
I
you
think I was
need.
just testing waters. I was just feeling it out.
Yeah, me and Jan, it's like, don't do that, don't hit him, go
I
over.
didn't lose much power during that first round, but just wanted to feel it.
Yeah, but Sasha looked impressive. Irakli showed that he can hang with the 90 kilo class. Maybe he's not number one, number two, but he's somewhere close there. He's like the weights that he's lifting, and he's beating almost everyone in Georgia in his weight, or a little bit over. So that's impressive for sure. And for me, it was just I wanted to see, you know, what can he do versus Sasha. And people again like these arm wrestling, the new guys to arm wrestling community, they don't know who Sasha is. They don't know that hand is so hard to pin. And like he doesn't care. He will press you with the hand, without hand, straight. It doesn't matter. So it was a good match. I love that event. That event was just so great to be watching it, and I believe being there was even better for sure.
No, yeah, to me it was fantastic because also somehow all of these big guys showed up.
Levan,
Right? Yeah.
Vitali, Gennady, yeah,
So it was
Larry,
nice
yeah,
to
yeah,
just talk and meet each other. Yeah.
yeah. So you had, did you pull after, or you just finished pulling and everyone's like, bye, home?
Um, at the hotel we had some, just discussions and so on. But yeah, maybe I missed some of the after pulling. But it seemed like some of these big guys, they didn't really pull that much. Like they pulled a little bit, but they didn't
Yeah.
train for too long. It
Yeah,
was a bit
yeah.
weird.
Levon looked so strong. He's like I wanted to see Vitaly Gennady. We saw Krasimir with Vitaly. Vitaly looked very impressive. And did you saw Hermes and Vitaly pulling in Dubai? You saw that?
I saw a video.
Yeah. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, seems like, of course, Vitaly would probably do much better in a real match. But still, you can see that Vitaly is also vulnerable. So when you think about, for example, Vitaly and Levan again, Levan still probably has an edge. Like,
Okay. So who has a nicer top roll? You, Vitaly, or Hermes?
Hermes has a very good top roll, and it's very usable in some cases. But also, it's a bit dangerous for him. He might get just dragged back a little bit, and he might be put out of his position. And then I think the thing which happened in the Matt Mask was
Yeah.
also somehow Hermes' weakness. Like he's going all in, but if he's failing, then he's failing pretty hard. Just because he's keeping his hand so vertical, like not really.
Yeah, he stays like this much more than he drags a little bit back. Yeah, just like, watching it from sidelines, it was very interesting to see, because we haven't seen real arm wrestling action in so long that it's speculation on speculation, who can beat this, who's stronger, or I think I made a post or something with interview on Božidar, and I posted like one of the strongest, if not the strongest guys under 80 kilos in the world right now. And I think Zil from Malaysia, he's like seriously, and I didn't even answer that, but I'm like, yeah, seriously,
Why would you even say one of the strongest? You should say the strongest.
As
For
I said,
Božidar, you can-
strongest or one of the strongest, however you look at it. But yeah, Božidar
I
is
think for Božidar, you could even say that he is the strongest at the moment. Like he's very, very good.
yeah. Depending on what weight he stays, he's very dangerous, very hungry, and yeah, that's a great he has so many guys to pull in future, and like he has good English, so if you get him in WL, like every match would be a war. He's like, no problem, let's sit here for an hour. So that should be good too.
Well,
Yeah. So how's the plans for you in the future looking? What's situation in Denmark right now? Do you have anything going on, or
yeah, I don't know. Like at the national level, I don't know what's happening here. We're just waiting. But for me myself, I will just keep working on some points which I found.
Okay.
Maybe also my left arm should I don't like to feel weak on my left,
Yeah.
so I should work a bit more on that. I had some injuries just recently, so I'm waiting for them to heal up. But yeah, I think Corona is maybe coming to an end sometime soon, and then we can start traveling around, competing in it a bit more.
Any I don't know, anything lined up for future, or no one's, everyone's, doesn't
Well, I was
expect.
hoping that the WAL would somehow
Yeah.
wake up and do something this year.
Yeah.
Like
Doesn't look like it. Maybe at the end of the year. Yeah. Did you saw that Larry's promoting or doing Devon versus Michael for? Yeah. So we talked with Michael a lot, and when I was in Dubai, and of course the match he wanted was Levon, but the backup match was always Devon. Because it's a big match. He doesn't want, like, he right now has reached different level of arm wrestling fame, in my opinion. That he, even though Gennady was a good match, and there's so many good matches out there, the one that would bring most popularity, most eyes on the sport would be still Levin, but Devon is right there. Devon is so popular, and everyone else. So
even more.
yeah, how do you see that match?
Devon versus Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, Devon is a bit skinny, but let's hope he can get ready. I always listen to Devon saying that one of the ways to beat the King's move is to climb, and outclimb it.
Yeah.
But I think that's wrong. Like not against this Michael. Like this Michael, he already knows how to
How to defend it.
Yeah, he will not. So
no, you need to be more aggressive versus this Michael, because this Michael will not allow you just stand there and climb like Trubin did. You know, he will attack you, trying to get you out position all the time. So, yeah, I believe you when you say that.
And I don't think he would lose his fingers. I think he will just get a good grip. So my advice to Devon is to start pressing. Start really pressing. Did you see my match with Tobias recently?
I think I saw, but I saw it when it happened, so I don't remember it. Good.
So I think you just wait a little bit, let Michael get a bit tired, but don't be offensive, be defensive, because Michael, like if he's not sitting on his bone, he's also working a little bit, you know. So I would just sit a little bit, wait a little bit, and then transition directly to press. I think that's the best way to beat the move.
Do you think we will see a double King's move?
I hope not. That will be ugly.
I think yes, at least at one point. I think Devon's gonna jump in and be in double Kings.
What I think is gonna happen that Devon will try his way of winning, and he will fail hard, and he will go to King's move, and it will be very ugly. That's my prediction. But I hope that Devon will press.
Yeah, but who has the edge? Michael?
Of course, Michael.
Yeah, me too. I think Michael, because like Devon had health issues, lost weight, hasn't been arm wrestling, and Michael was in tip-top shape basically when we were in Dubai, and he wasn't even preparing for something real hard, you know. So now he's home and training, and
the only thing which is maybe is the Michael's leg is also problematic. Something happened.
You don't need legs.
Still, you know, it might affect him.
Of course. But, you know, he trains, like he has a lot of time, 3 months, 3 months, yes? March, April, May, 3 months, so it should be good.
No. So I'm giving 90% Michael.
At this point, yeah. But Devon might surprise us, you know, and we'll see. I expect war. I don't expect it to be easy on Michael's side, and you know, it's never easy on Devon's side. So it should be a war and should be entertaining. The only problem is I don't know what rule sets, what tables they will use. You know, who will enforce it, who will be the lucky referees for that match. You know, all the good stuff. Because you know, if you would be a referee and someone like says like, do you wanna, you know, referee that match, and you think like, oh my god, that might be the biggest match in history, and then you're like, oh my god, it's Devon and Michael, I don't wanna. So yeah. So what else, Minda? What else can you tell me?
Any other questions in your mind?
Nah, we talked about most of the things I wanted to talk. Like I wanted to congratulate on great tournament, second place there. Like in that the level. It's hard to describe for normal people the level. I know the level, so I was so impressed by your performance.
Like it's pretty hard to describe also the level of these competitors because it just from looking from outside it may look like everyone is just a normal guy.
But like every match, like the level was so high that there were not just flash pins on any match. That's the impressive part.
Yeah, that's how you can tell that the level is good. Like,
or very low.
No. Normally low level matches end quickly, like because
quickly. Yeah. But it was really good. I finished working out and I go in my office and I take my phone and I see Derek is doing a live stream. So I open it up. I'm sitting at my office for an hour watching it. I'm like, man, I'm getting hungry. I get in the car. I'm sitting in my car. I'm like, no, I need to go home, but I cannot stop watching. And then it comes to the final. So I went to McDonald's, watching the final, and it's of course my favorite Bulgarian versus my favorite Lithuanian. So I'm like, I don't know who to pick. And I generally don't care who wins or loses. I might feel bad or you know what, but just as a fan watching this match, I'm like, this was a great match. This was a great tournament, and even though winning is great, losing gives you more lessons. So
Yeah, true.
yeah, and even like Bozhidar, he was writing me like when the after pool was going on, Bozhidar was writing me like, "What did you think?" And I'm like, "You did great." He's like, "No, I'm not impressed with myself. I did very bad. I didn't like it." And I'm like, "Man, come on." But it's good to hear it from athletes. Athlete who says, "Perfect. I'm the best. Don't need anything else." Like his time will run out very soon, most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So, by the way, did you notice my hook gains? There's something like
There is
uh,
something, yeah, 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 yeah. Of course, of course. You looked more complete than ever for sure. Even stopping Bozhidar when he was riding your pronator, defending in that position, that was really impressive. So yeah,
yeah. I already knew that I will probably get inside, so I was kind of a bit getting ready for it, and just I was trying to see how long can I defend it. But yeah, and I understand a bit Bojdar saying that he's not fully happy because he is putting himself a little bit in danger by
all the
going
time.
to long matches. So,
Yeah.
and he's spending a lot of time on arm wrestling, so he should make sure that it doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I believe like that's exactly how he arm wrestles in training. That's what like having these long matches in different and you kind of accustomed to. You're like you expect that and you kind of just ride it. So he said like, what do you think? I said like just more technical, giving you setting up everything so you have faster wins. Don't give this up. Think about this and things like that. And then he's so strong and so impressive, and yeah, it just small fixes. But again, if you practice that in every training, and I believe Bulgarians do, so we'll see.
Yeah, he should probably like see the difference in between some super good opponents and maybe, for example, I think this guy Emrah.
Yeah,
He is of course super strong, but maybe Bojda, I think she should be a bit more quick to just finish the match. Like there is no
yeah,
need to.
yeah. Turkish guys were more technical in that in getting positions. Even though they lost from there, they were better at getting positions. So like we will have some super matches set up, and like Tuoms Rosic we had versus Laurinas Bucis in the summer. So Tuoms and Laurin, and we know Laurinas goes in a hook, and Tuoms is strong everywhere. But we're like, you need to stay away from hook and go for top roll. Top roll him is very hard. He has such a good hand, but getting him in a hook is very easy. And he wins that match 3-0, and he's like, yeah, and we're like, no, no, you're like you did everything wrong. He's like, why? I'm like, he gets in a hook every time. Like that's the
Because
problem.
that's a danger which can happen, and
Yeah,
if someone is stronger, it's not
yeah.
good. Man.
Yeah, and you just allow them there, and you need be more technical and more a little bit knowledgeable on things like that. So yeah, yeah. But everyone's learning their lessons, so it's good for the sport.
So maybe we should also think about some matches in Latvia somewhere. You versus Tobias, me
Yeah, like
versus.
like we like we thought. Like yeah. We talked about it, and let's see how it goes. We're in full lockdown right now. I haven't even announced any competition in Latvia, so I don't know where that goes. Then we have August Norway. We have August or September. I even don't know, but I think like I have three super matches set up at the end of the year, Arm Wars and things like that. If it fits somewhere in between, or maybe we'll be on the same card in Arm Wars, then we'll figure it out. But I want to do something, of course. I want to, we're just, exhausted from not doing anything, if
Yeah,
that makes
exactly.
sense. Yeah. Because you're just like, everyone's like, how you doing? I'm like, bored, so bored. extremely bored. And watching that competition, I send links to everyone, every chat, arm wrestling chat I have, and I'm send it to Giannis, and we're both, he didn't even message me back, but he said like he didn't turn it off, like he was watching it because we saw one arm wrestle. So we'll figure something out for sure. We'll get you here or whatever. We'll figure something out. So thank you, Minda, for having this quick talk with me. Yeah, congratulations. Keep working. Never stop stopping. you know. Yeah, yeah, and for sure, I'll see you soon.